welcome to Just Take 3. I just wanted to take a few moments to talk about what I was wanting to do on this channel and a few of my goals on this channel. The main thing I'm wanting to really talk about is product reviews. Deck boxes, card sleeves, dice, counters, any third-party counters, third-party tokens. I even have looked at proxies. I'm wanting to do a review on, is it a good deal? You would be looking for during a proxy, tokens, and would I buy it again? And that's really the main focus of this channel, is talking about what to buy if you're just coming in. And is it a good deal? Would I buy it again? Mainly, I'm a budget shopper. I'm going to look for the better deals. I'm going to try to get the best products I can get. But I don't want to spend $50 for a deck box just for it to, I could pay $22 and get 4. That's the problem I do see with newer players coming in. They're being told to buy one thing and it costs 3 times as much as it should. And I kind of disagree with that. Mainly just product reviews. I've lived in Eastern Kentucky, so we don't really have a lot of options around us. A lot of our stuff we have to order, just because we can get it cheaper. Now, I'm not saying going to a LGS, say that. I just got an issue with, if you're buying a pre-con, really, and you're focusing to spend $40, $50 on a pre-con, you shouldn't be looking at paying $30 for a deck box. Carl's card sleeves, that's $11, $12. And even if you're buying Ultra Pro or Dragon Shield, they're pretty well around the same price. So, I just would want somebody to say, well, if I'm buying it and they buy it and they like it, that's a win. Okay, I'm going to just say that right now. That's a win. So I think a lot of people tries to keep up with everybody else in Magic, the Gathering, and I really don't think you need to. So, that's why I'm going to do product reviews. Because another thing with the product reviews is I've bought products from people who recommend it, is highly respected on YouTube. And I'm not saying it was bad. I just don't know if the money, the financial, was appropriate for me. So, and that ain't all I'm wanting to talk about on this channel. That's really the main thing, is want to talk about Magic and products in Magic you're buying. And would I buy it again? And that speaks volumes. If I look at somebody and tell, yeah, I definitely would buy that again. That's my opinion. And, I got these deck boxes off of the Temu. And got looking, and you can buy these same deck boxes for the same price from Temu as you can through Amazon. Would I buy them again? Yes, I would. I do like them. That's probably my go-to deck box. I got a nicer deck box. I will say that it is nicer. I paid $22. No, $25. $25 for one. And would I buy it again? If I have the extra money, yeah, I would. Do I think it's crucial to have another one of them? No. So I'm going to talk to, especially, about the products. Also want to talk about D&D. Miniatures, play mats, dice tower, stuff like that. And I've been thinking for a while to get into. So, I'm going to just go ahead, and if I do it, I'm going to start doing the reviews on that. So don't be surprised on this channel if I am doing a review on D&D stuff. Because it does seem fun. It does seem interesting. And that's the other thing I'm wanting to talk about on this channel. Is a big one, is where to buy cards at a cheap price. Doing ideals, most people is not thinking about, especially new coming in. Sifting through bulk cards, if your LGS offers that, definitely take advantage of that. Because a lot of these LGSs, they're trying to sell these cards as low as 10 cents, 10 for $1. And you can buy so many good cards for so little the price. Some LGSs are offering 5 cents a card. And it wouldn't surprise me if there ain't a few that's got penny cards. So when you're looking at boxes and you're finding these bulk cards, nobody really, they're everywhere, but it's crucial. You have to have big bulk, especially if you're wanting to play the game. So I'm going to talk about that and why I would recommend for newer players to look at the bulk cards, because that's really what I'm going to start looking at. I do think Universes Beyond, them sets, Wizards of the Coast is doing nowadays. I think that's a wonderful idea. I really do. I love the Lord of the Rings set. I love having Frodo and Sam, and have the Shire in the background and all that. To be a plane and all that stuff for Magic Together. But them sets is usually overpriced. But I can understand why you want to pay more for them sets and you would a regular set. I understand. Because, it's licensed. They got to get them licensed. And they got to get them, people paid off, needs to be paid off. And a lot of that won't cost money. So, as cool as it is, it's one thing. I would have loved to seen if they would have done a collection box or something for all the Universe Beyond, where I could have at least bought a box and would have got one of every card, in the set. I'm talking about a base set printing. I'm not talking about I want the special fulls and all that stuff. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm just like, Just make it where I can get at least one of them sets, and where I don't have to spend thousands of dollars, or feel like I'm going to spend thousands of dollars to get one of every card. Um, but at the end of the day, it is a business. And so, yeah, I love the Universes Beyond. I really like the ideal of it. I wish it was like the Doctor Who set. Because the Doctor Who, you could literally buy all 4 of the Commander decks, precons, and you had one of every card. And I wish they would have continued that. But the base sets, the block sets and all that, through Magic Together and talking about, Thunder Junction and all them. I love them sets too. That's a regular rotation set, and I like the idea of having Cowboys. Grew up in the 90s. The biggest thing we got to do in the 90s was we get to watch Westerns and stuff like that. So I like that stuff. But at the end of the day, a lot of people might just disagree with that too. So, I mean, it's up to you what you feel like's best. But if you're a new person, I would really take it slow. And I'm going to talk about that in a video. I would just take it slow. Good thing about these sets now, you can go back 2-3 years and you can still find them on the shelves in LGSs. It ain't like back in the 90s with Pokemon and go and look for the day the person who dropped the cards, and they would sell out. Even Pokemon back then would sell out so fast. So like if you missed it, you might have had to wait another week or 2 before you could get another pack of cards. And I was always lucky because Mom had a worker there. And it's kind of funny now because I worked for Walmart there for a couple of years. And if that woman would have got caught by the nowadays rules, she would have lost her job over a pack of Pokemon cards. And I don't think anybody would be willing to lose their job nowadays for Pokemon. But I had a lucky experience. I mean, this woman would usually keep back 3 or 4 packs. If she seen they was selling out. She has cashiers, so she knew where to hide them. And Mom would approach her and see if she had some hid back, and I would buy them. But I remember Pokemon cards being like $1.99 a pack too, so not what they are now. And so yeah, not all new players thinks about searching at LGS for bulk cards, and tries to rush in, and they get in over their head too fast. Because, I seen a person was talking about newer players, and they said 6 months, if they're still in it after 6 months, they've done really well. And a lot of them picks up faster where to get cards. A lot of people, new players, I say they're just really buying singles all day. They're not really chasing the sets. They're buying exactly what they want. And that's the smartest way to do it if you can afford that. Me, I really have to look at the bulk bins and look at singles in a card shop and stuff like that. And I end up buying that stuff. And it's very expensive, to say at least. So I just want to be able to help newer players come into Magic and talk about Magic with their friends and their family. Um, so yeah, uh, so looking through the box, and another thing I wanted to talk about on this channel is storage, proper storage for your cards. I know that's a big one. Something I done wrong for probably the first year. Okay, the first year of me getting into Magic was completely wrong for me. Now, it might be right how I was doing it there at the beginning for you and other people. I can't say, but it was wrong for me. And so I'm going to talk about card storage, main thing. Binders, that's want to be another thing for the product review, but I will start talking about binders and why them is important. So that's the biggest key too, is how to store these cards, what products of that you need for the storage. Now, you can get on Etsy, you can find some really nice deck boxes. That's another storage tip, but you can find wooden cases for bulk cards, and they're gorgeous. Okay, they are. They're really gorgeous, but they're outrageous. And if you're having bulk, you're putting in that would look nice, but I can't afford that. So I would recommend people looking at binders, and I call them little card houses. Mine, I currently got, I will have to show that. And I will, for my next video involves that, I will have it in the background. It holds 16 sleeves, and I think each sleeve holds right at 680 cards. So, I mean, that's a lot of cards you can have, and you can color code them, and that's what's nice about that. I wanted to talk about the importance to have multiple binders, on this channel, because when I first got into Pokemon back in the day, I had so many good cards. I had 3 or 4 Blastoids, first editions. But 2 or 3 second edition, had the 2 on it. And, them ain't worth as much as the ones with the first edition stamp. But I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what happened to my binder. But I only had 1. And I run into a problem at the schoolyard and stuff like that, because I was maybe 10, 11 year old when I was in the Pokemon trading cards. And still you're a little kid. And a bunch of people, they would take my good cards, and it was just a nightmare, because you would lose your cards just because somebody wanted a card. And they took it. That happens. So, I figure if you're just starting out now, I would at least look at 2 binders. At least 2. One for a personal collection and a trade and sale binder. Something you don't really care. You could take to a card store, and the card store sift through, see if they got to buy this. They need to buy specific cards. And it just, it's very important to take your cards you want for a personal collection. If it's plain, land cards, full land, the art card there. Uh, if you're wanting to just collect planeswalkers, you want to collect artifacts. There's so many options where you can collect for your personal thing. And I'm not saying you have to collect anything over $20 and $30. I mean, I've had cards in my binder was worth 75 cents. Just at the end of the day, I liked the card. So, it went there. I didn't shuffle it through a binder and all that. So, that's also for the newer players. But, and that's for the older people too in Magic. But the older people would already tell me, oh yeah, you needed probably 10 binders by now. So it's very important. Another thing I'm wanting to do on this channel is homebrews, talking about decks I build from homebrew. That's very important if you're playing this game, to look at these random cards and see what has a surge energy, for the cards. That's very important. That's how, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to have, I think it's on Moxfield. I'm going to try to make a count. And any deck I homebrew, I'm going to put on there. But I will tell you this, most of them decks now is going to be mainly Pauper decks. Because that's the format best, is Pauper. But it's not a casual format. It's very competitive. And over the weekend, me and my buddy, we went up there to East Kentucky Card Collectible, I want to say, or that's their name. But they're in Betsy Lane, Kentucky. And we met up with this person up there. And we were both there to play Pauper. And he is rough. He was a rough person to play with. He played the Infect deck. And for anybody not knowing, Infect is basically a poison deck. And yeah, I mean, I don't think I made it 3 or 4 turns before he hit me with my 10 poison counter. And but his deck was built fast. It was built to do a lot of weird stuff. And they're all commons. Every card he had in his deck was common. And you would feel like you was playing something else. You wouldn't think it would be that fast. My Goblin deck I built, and I've done this, by turn 6, I could be swinging for lethal. But he was like 3 or 4 turns in, and he was swinging for lethal. So that was really interesting to see. So I want to really promote Pauper. I do think that's probably the better format for newer players to get into, if they're competitive. If they're not competitive, I would recommend maybe picking up a pre-con of Commander. That's really a double-edged sword there. Let's see. So I talked about I want to do product reviews on this channel. Tips on newer players where to buy stuff. Like bulk cards would be a good place for any new person to buy. And don't matter if they're just buying lands. I would recommend anybody just coming in to pick up, a land station. I really would. Um, I don't build a lot of decks. I mean, it's something I really want to, but that's a full thing of just basic islands. And that's what they come in. And mountains. And I should have, there's fours, and I've opened up the others. That right there, new people, you need to pick up at least one of these. That's going to do you a while, especially getting into Magic. Because especially if you want to try to build your decks, it's very easy to run out of lands real fast. Especially because you got to have so many of them. And so I would recommend buying a land station. If you go to a card store, I really hate to tell you this, but just go in there and basically try to, if you're searching through the bulk, buy every common land you can get, because you're going to need them down the road. That's especially if you're wanting to build your own decks. You're going to need them, and so I would definitely buy more lands than what you ever think you would ever want to buy. But yeah, I just want to really talk about the Pauper format too on this channel. So I am going to talk about other TCGs, like Flesh and Blood, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, just any of the, but or any other, even a dead TCG, because there's a few out there I do want from my personal collection, like Nightmare Before Christmas, the Harry Potter one. I like to get a few of them back, because I did have some starter decks of that growing up. I am wanting to promote the local play group, me and a few others. We do. It's Appalachian TCG, gaming community, or it used to be that. It's on Facebook. Just type in Appalachian TCG, and you'll run into it. Want to talk about the local game stores is around us. We got quite a bit. We got 4. There's a few, I will rank them. The best one I've been into right now has to be East Kentucky Collectible. I think it's Cards and Collectible or something. I don't know. It's in Betsy Lane. I like that and probably the best right now. If you just want to play Magic, and because it's funny, I love playing Magic, but that is the closest, and they're really nice people. They're really cool. They're more, I think, for one people to come in and play. I like the Gaming Co-op in Pikeville, Kentucky. They're really good people too, but there's really not much space to play up there. But if you're wanting to buy board games, miniatures, stuff like that, they've got everything you can ask for. And probably more than what you can ask for. They got the paints and everything. But I like page 3 in Pikeville too. They're really good. good people. And I mean, they got comic books. They got a lot of older comics. They got a lot of more older stuff, and what the other two places has. So I think each store has its own purpose. What you could say out of it. Now, would I shop at all three? Yes. I've only what's funny is I've only been in one LGS in the last 3 years, you can say. I wouldn't go back. I don't care if they called me and wanted to give me a collector box. I'm not going back. And that's one in Moorhead, Kentucky. I just don't like that place. I think the owner was kind of snobby when I was down there. And I just really didn't feel comfortable there. And that's all it takes. I don't feel comfortable somewhere, I'm not going back. Plain and simple. But the only reason I wouldn't say one of my top favorite ones is, and I'd say I couldn't rank them. I honestly could. The ones I would shop at on a regular, I couldn't rank them because they're all about the same. But each one, I will say this: one's willing to work with you to get stuff. The other two won't. So then that's when you got to really nitpick. Where can I go to get what I need? And it's one of the two. If, East Kentucky don't have it, you can go somewhere else. But one of the coolest LGSs I've been in, and it sucks really, is because it's at least an hour away. And that's just crazy. It's over here. And it's the Smith Dungeon. And I think it's in Grayson, Kentucky. If you're ever around any of these places, stop in, check them out. They're wonderful people. All 4 of them. It's very hard to go to LGS. Now, I know the Gaming Co-op has the biggest selection of card sleeves around us. Plain and simple. So you always need card sleeves. So the final thing I wanted to talk about on this channel is talking about budgets and just what makes sense for me. I'm not a financial advisor, but I am going to show my process of how much I spend, and that varies. At the beginning of the year, if I have a little extra money, I will probably spend more than what I would through the year. That's just part of it. That's this world, this is an expensive game. And I don't want anybody new coming into Magic thinking this is all fun and games and this is all cheap, and even Pauper ain't cheap, to be truthful. So basically I'm going to just talk about that, side of it. I really want people to be comfortable around this. Open up products from Secret Lairs on this channel. That is probably my next video. I finally got my Secret Lairs in the mail today. Was 6 or 7 days late. Was the Sheldon Spellbook. So I already know what I'm going to do there on that channel. So I'm really excited to have them cards now. I ain't opened them up. I'm gonna open them on this channel, and I'm gonna talk about why I bought them and everything. So yeah, I am gonna do secret layers. I am gonna do more. I am gonna talk about buying circuits. I ain't opened that yet. I thought I did, but I didn't. And I mean, what to try to for new players to come in. So a lot of this is basically is just to be truthful. Is want to be a bunch of products reviews. Want to be a big portion is want to be what can new players do to come into Magic and have a good idea on the cards. And talking about storage and talking about all this stuff you don't think you need to do when you're first getting into it. You really don't. And so I'm going to talk about that stuff. And that's about it. I want to talk about the other TCGs. I might even open up a box of Flesh and Blood or two. Maybe a couple packs here and there of Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Just cause that is something. Maybe a few packs of Naruto, cause I love Naruto. Wanted to build decks on this channel too. So it's very hit and miss what I'm wanting to do on this channel. But I want to also promote our local play group and, the podcast, me and Smango, we do. When we got time, we try to at least do a couple videos a month on that. So that's very key on this whole thing is just have some content. I know I like the value packs that was announced, but I can see his aggravation with them too. Oh yeah, and one more thing I'm wanting to do as a video idea, and I'm gonna see how well it does. My wish, what I wish Wizards of the Coast would start doing. I want to do a video, maybe 2 of them, and if it just don't do good, I ain't really want to keep up with that. And I'm going to do box openings. Nothing really on the financial side of it. Not really want to look at, I spent how much money can I sell everything here for and buy a new box like the booster box game. I'm not want to do nothing like that. I've got a few ideas how I want to do it. So when I get a booster box to open up, I want to try to make my bounty list or my chase cards in the set. Hopefully I can pull. And when I do it, I'm going to try to mark them off as I go. So at the end of the video, I can name off I got 4 or 5 or I got 10 of the cards I was hoping to get. And basically set it up as a bounty system. Because that's very important. You pay $150 and you get what you can get. you know, oh, and main thing is just keep your head up, be friendly to people in this uh, game, and just respect each other. That's all we can do.